Hello, and welcome to the June Economic and Market Update from Commonwealth Financial Network. My name is Brad McMillan. I'm Commonwealth's Chief Investment Officer. It's been a tough month. The old adage is sell in May and go away, and certainly that's what everybody seems to be doing. We see U.S. markets down over 4%. We see international markets down about the same. In fact, the only positive news we see on the screen is for fixed income. That's up for the month, but the reason it's up is interest rates have dropped as economic worries have intensified. So one more reason to have a diversified portfolio. At least you got some green on your screen. But at the same time, even as bad as it's been, we can't overreact. First of all, we've had 4 good months, and now we're giving a little of it back. Okay, fair enough. Second of all, this decline is actually pretty modest. It's nowhere near as bad as the decline we saw at the end of last year, and in fact, it only takes us back to mid-March. We're still up for the year. If we're going to have a decline, this isn't a bad place to be. The other good thing here, if you can call it a good thing, is that the reason for the decline isn't fundamental. It's all about confidence. We saw the trade war with China heat back up, and that rattled confidence. At the end of the month, we saw tariffs proposed on Mexico, and that's certainly rattling confidence. And we've also seen interest rates start to drop as those worries intensify, and we've seen businesses start to pull back on what they invest. In other words, there are real reasons to be worried about there, and we have to be mindful of that. We have to respect that. And in that sense, the markets are indeed acting rationally. But at the same time, we also have to remember we've seen some improvements too this month. For example, one of the real weaknesses in the first quarter was consumer confidence and consumer spending. This month, we actually saw consumer confidence bounce back to a 15-year high. We saw consumer spending pick back up. In the largest sector of the economy, the news is actually pretty good. And this is consistent with what we see in the employment market. We see job growth continuing quite strongly. This says there's a real engine for the economy that persists, despite the headline worries. We also see positive signs in housing to ratify this. Now, when you buy a house, that's a 30-year commitment. So when people start buying houses again, that's a real sign they feel reasonably good. And that is what we're starting to see as interest rates drop and affordability comes back. So where are we as we start June? I would say, first of all, yes, it was a terrible month, but it was just one bad month. And even though there are very real risks that we need to pay attention to, and they could get worse, some of the fundamentals are actually in a pretty good place and seem to be improving. So the end of the story is not necessarily yet. So what will we see next month? I really don't know. But whatever it is, we'll talk about it. Thanks for watching.